G'day gang. So you've got a Hyundai Sante-Fe with an airbag light on. Most times it's going to be the clock spring. That's the little mechanism behind the steering wheel. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run the scan just to confirm this is going to be an issue on the driver's airbag. And we'll go for codes. And we'll go active code, and there it is, driver's airbag, DAB, driver's airbag resistance high. 9 out of 10 times it's going to be through this clock spring. This is what the clock spring looks like. These little terminals in here, that's what all these buttons connect up to. That one will be your airbag one that attacks your, all airbag wires are yellow, you'll find that. Now you'll notice that this has got a lock on it. You don't want to remove any of this stuff until you're actually at the point where you can replace the spring, the clock spring. Leave it sort of, actually should have left it in the box, but nevertheless. So it's pointless clearing that code for the minute. So I'm going to turn the ignition off. And I'm going to get out of here.
Back out for 20 minutes now.
Sorry, mate?
Back out for 20
yeah,
minutes.
mate. Yeah, no worries. I'll see you. Yeah, mate. So we'll just turn this off now. Disconnect him. I'll start pulling the thing apart. So the first thing you're going to need is one of these security Torx tools. Is up in there. Is a security Torx bolt. We're going to remove that one. There's also one on the other side. I'll put the camera down while I do this. Now you're going to want to disconnect the battery, by the way, before you get into this. Yes, so I'm going to pull these two bolts out and we'll get that steering wheel cover off. Okay, so once you've pulled the airbag away from the steering wheel, you tilt it back to you like that and you can see what's going on here. This is the one that actually triggers the airbag, fires the bag. These are the ones that go to the control buttons. So we're going to unplug this one here, this little earth. Looks like it stays with you. Unplug the earth. We'll unpick this little thing there. That can come out of there. That fella comes out of there. We pick up the yellow bit, and that comes out of there. One-handed zig. And there's the earth, and that's off. There we go. Now, what I generally do here is if it already hasn't been marked, I will mark on the shaft where straight ahead is. Usually I'll just get like a chisel and I'll just make a little mark there, or possibly even just a bit of something, you know, a marker of some sort. You got to do that. Get this straight. So now we're going to take the nut off, and we'll get the steer wheel off. And so this is a 22mm. I'm just going to undo the nut to the point where I can undo it with my fingers. Sorry, like so. I'm going to leave it on a few threads, and I'm just going to apply a bit of pulling on the steer wheel. I don't know if we can see from here. I'll try and put you there. You can have a puller that will pull this off, but it's quite easy to just put yourself and pull back on the wheel a bit of sideways, and bang, out she comes. It's a piece of cake. Off comes the nut. Put that over there, and I'll just make a mark here. Just Actually, I won't need to, because I'm not going to turn the steering wheel anyway, so all that's done now. We're in a straight ahead position as far as I'm concerned. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, now I'm just going to withdraw the steering wheel, and we'll go on to the next bit. This is the clock spring piece that we're going to be changing. This is that. Where'd you go? That's that bit there, you can see poking through the wheel, so it actually orients that way. Okay, off comes the wheel, and there's our bit. Now what we want to do is we'll remove these screws. There's going to be one underneath here too, so we can separate this cover a little, and then we'll get the clock spring out. So once you've undone the screws under here, you can separate these two pieces. Actually pull it right out of the way. I'll have to, there we go, I can do that. Pull that stuff out of the way. Now what holds it in is there's a little clip here. You see that at the back there? It's holding that in. And there's some wires and plugs down the bottom here we need to disconnect. And it's pretty, you don't need to mark anything, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's plug and play deal. Look, I need more hands, so I'll be back once I've unplugged this stuff and pull this old clock spring out. And when you there's two little clips on here. You bend them down with a screwdriver and they'll pop out like that. And the same over this side, bend them down, pop out like that. And we slide this fella back. You got these other three plugs you needed to. Now we're going to transfer this section onto this section. Okay. Now the way you get this section off this section is there's a little clip there, and there's another one over here. They'll come apart. Oh, cramp in the leg. They'll come apart, and then the whole piece will come off. I need two hands. Okay, so there we are. There's the old one, and you can. Oh, it's hooked on. You can see the clips there. There's a clip. I'll get out in the daylight a bit. There's one clip there. There's also one just in here. One up there. One there. One there. You have to just unpin them with the screwdriver, and it leaves you with that piece. Now that piece, it should when you pull it apart, you need the orientation of those two, and they slip in like that, and this fella's just going to clip back in just like that. And now that's ready for installation. Installation is pretty simple. Put her on and clip her on. Simple as that. We've got some wires we need to hook up. Sorry, we've got some wires we need to hook up. There's, again, you know, there's a clip there, there's a little hook thing. Another little one over here. We need to slide this fella back up in here. This guy goes up like that. This guy goes up like that. This guy might need help. He might need help. Just push that down a little bit. There we go. And that looks, there we go, like we're on. Now you can remove this. You don't want to be spinning this around. You want to keep this as still as you can. So 2 hands, be real careful, real careful. You want to leave that to the last. Leave that to the last before you pull him out. So reassembly obviously is reversal of where we started. By putting our bits and pieces on. And then we'll put our screws back in, put our steering wheel back on, plug our plugs back in, and clear the code. So if it's all gone right to this point, all you need to do is just plug this fella in. Don't forget to hook your wires around that little keeper. Pop the airbag back up there like that. Get our Torx bolts bolted back up. And then we'll put the ignition on and have a look and clear the code out of it. Everything's gone according to plan. You should be able to turn the ignition on now, and you won't have this. You won't have had this thing explode and send you off into the back seat with maybe some wounds from I don't think it was a Takata, so we're lucky there. At any rate, I'll bring this up on the scanner and we'll come back and we'll clear the code out of him. So here's the scanner with our codes only. This we're going to read the code. Active codes, no codes to display. Notice that? Yep, our issues within that clock spring there. So I'm just going to back out for a sec. We'll go down to history code. And it'll tell us that we had an airbag resistance on the driver's side. That's the driver's side airbag, not digital audio broadcast. And so we will now go and we'll clear the code out of him. Yes, thank you. And that is done. Yeah, so it's quite a simple job. You know, it's not rocket science. People get a bit scared on airbags. But technology has improved them a lot. But you could do that. And if everything's gone right, it looks just like before you touched it. And nobody's lost any blood. Okay. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Cheers.